Hey Gemini, welcome back to Love from a Leo. This is your December 2019 reading. This is the last reading for the year, like officially the last reading for the year on my channel. I'm just really excited to see what's going to be happening for the Gemini energy. Depending on where Pluto is in your chart, you can definitely figure out where you're going to be seeing the changes in your life kind of flare up. Deep transformations, all right? If you need help on figuring out where Pluto is, you can email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com. So in the past, feeling sad for yourself because of something that was said or something that you found out, something that was communicated to you and you felt like, whoa, like I wasn't expecting that, like that was a lot. It really hurt your ego, or it made you question or look at the things that you were possessing or the things that you were showing off to others, your status, your reputation. Maybe someone threatened your reputation or threatened your ego because this was someone that you used to get along with. This may have been a friend or a family member or someone that you worked with, someone that you held near and dear to your heart, someone who was the other part of your machine. Ace of Pentacles definitely is saying like someone that you really were just working through life with, someone that you were making a routine with, and you thought this was the right path for you. You started realizing that you were putting in so much work, but there wasn't much that was coming from it. And so you started even questioning yourself. You're like, okay, where does my faith lie? Am I supposed to believe everything that's happening? Am I supposed to go my own way? This time flew by, and then you looked back and you were like, where am I? Like, what am I standing on? What's my position? What part do I play? How do people see me? How do I relate to others? As a Gemini, it's very important for you to see how you are relating to others. You need to make sure that people understand that you can adapt to anything. So if you feel like people are saying, oh, you can only be in this environment, you're offended. You're low-key like, I'm not living up to my potential. And I think that's what was happening in your past. You were starting to see that people were starting to think you're too predictable. And as the Gemini person you are, you're like, predictable? Are you fucking kidding me? I'll show you who I am. And so that shock factor started to kind of light up in a positive way. Who are you going through this with? Like, what person was challenging you in the past? You were being challenged by yourself or another Gemini sun, moon, rising, and or Venus. That twin energy was happening. So you know how as a Gemini, you'll have like that voice in your head where you're always kind of going back and forth. You'll have one way in your head and then another one pops up and you're like, where did that thought even come from? Or two different thought patterns going on in your head. So I think you were kind of just figuring out where your place is. I feel like you were playing hopscotch. That's what I'm seeing. Or a double dutch. Something like that. For those of you who are confused about which way you should go, what's the advice for Gemini? The Nine of Pentacles, which is the Virgo energy, the Virgo spirit. Nine of Pentacles. If you want something for yourself or you want your life to look a certain way, Gemini, you got to work for it. So it's like you already know what you want. You already know how you want it to look. You can picture it. You can already see yourself in that lifetime, in that lifestyle. You got to make it tangible, make it evident to everyone else so people would treat you the way that you feel about yourself. Does that make sense? Let's go ahead and move into your present energy. So we have the Three of Swords and then the Hangman. You're just looking back on the things and kind of looking at like how they affected you emotionally. I think even logically, you're trying to figure out how it affected you or psychologically affected you. What decisions are these tied to? All right, so the first one we have is the Empress. So maybe a woman in your life or maybe the way you treat yourself as a person. King of Pentacles, your money situation, your money life, your finances, your job. You're looking at how the way that plays out in your life. Is it something you want to do? If you want to keep working at that job. And then Two of Wands, you're kind of looking at your life, but you're also comparing it to what could be. Like the things that you wanted when you were younger, the things that you want now as an adult. You're comparing it to what you have now and you're like, am I really working at my highest potential? Is there more that I can obtain? And for a lot of you, I think you'll find that that answer is yes, you can obtain more and there's more that you have to go out there and get. And I think that's why Pluto is going to play such a huge part. It's like you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, whoa, this energy is telling me to just go out there and we got to change this. We got to get rid of this. And out of nowhere, the things that you feel are permanent in your life, the things that you're obsessed with, the things that you relate to, are going to be ripped away from you. Because that's how Pluto plays. It doesn't play. You know what I'm saying? It's really serious, concrete. When Pluto comes in, there's no bargaining. There's no compromising. It's about what Pluto wants for you, what Pluto sees for you. So if you can respect that and allow things to just go and let it go, things will be a lot easier for you. Now, if you resist this energy, it's going to be how these dogs are fighting. Gemini, we have a Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus, okay? What's the advice? What should you do about this relationship that you're questioning? Nine of Swords. So again, this Gemini energy. So Gemini, it's all up to you. All of these changes that you're questioning, they all deal with you. So maybe these changes have presented themselves to you before, but you didn't commit to them. So that's why they're popping up again. You're getting a second chance. So I really think you should pay attention. Nine of Swords, that moment where you're just up late at night, nobody's awake with you, and you just keep having this constant thought, what should I do about the situation? What decision do I go with? Everything you're thinking, start compartmentalizing where it goes in our life. What does it mean for us? What does this mean in our course of action? The thing that you're avoiding, the thing that pops into your head whenever you're trying to sleep at night, you need to figure out how you need to fix that. You need to take accountability and take responsibility, because that's the problem. Something isn't being dealt with. Okay? Moving into your future energy, we have the Knave of Pentacles. So this is dealing with the details of your life. So the everyday little things, okay? So these are the folding the clothes, the washing the clothes. This is the cleaning the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? These are the everyday things. And there's an Ace of Swords that is combined with this. So I kind of feel like seeing the truth of who you are, what role you play in your life. So if you are a person who gets ran over every day and you feel like people just use you, you're going to feel that in the future. If you're a person who everyone respects, you're going to feel that. Okay, so we have the Hermit card and we have the Knight of Cups. So I kind of feel like you play this role of being really shy and almost like you can't trust anyone. And I feel like people are starting to feel like, why am I around if this person doesn't trust me? And this is going to cause you to have to compromise with people, because people are like, look, I love you, but I can't be around you if you're not going to work with me. And so I think you're going to have to figure out, okay, how do I compromise how I feel and how they feel and get something that we can both be okay with? For you, you feel like, you know, there's just no peace in your emotional life. You can't figure out how to balance out peace. You can't find it. You want tranquility. And I think you've tried to get this by cutting people out or giving them the cold shoulder. But I think you see that with time, it just makes you want to tell them how you really feel about them. You start backtracking. You can't figure out, you know, what's the next step, because you already backtracked 3 spaces. And so then you really start to experience that lonely feeling, like no one is around you. That's a lot, Gemini. There's a lot that you're going through. A lot of it is being caused by some of the decisions that you allowed to happen or the decisions that you made. In Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. We definitely had the Aries card here in reverse. This person is just not going forward with you. I think you need to realize that you have to leave them behind. Queen of Swords, which is fixed air. You need to be logical about the situation. Anything that you do with them, you figure out that it wasn't meant to be. So it's like, start taking those signs. Start looking at them for what they are. These things aren't happening just by coincidence, you know what I'm saying? Or this emperor, this controlling person, how do they have effect on your life, Gemini? Because honestly, it looks like you're just not looking at it for what it is. Like, you're ignoring what you already know as a Gemini, as an air sign, as a communicative being. Like, let's just do it. And once you do it, you'll see it's not that scary. Just like everything else that you've done in your life. Every step, every crazy decision, every decision you really didn't think through, it turned out okay, even if it was wrong. Like, you figured out where you went wrong. You figured out the lesson behind it. And sometimes it just went perfect. You just got to take that risk and actually see that you've come this far and it's time for you to make that leap. Like, whatever you had to hear, I hope that you heard it here. Subscribe to the channel if you need to hear more from me, or if you want to see more videos like this. Like this video because it helps me out so much and it's free, so you might as well do it. And last but not least, if you want me to do a reading for you privately, all you have to do is email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com. I cannot wait to see you in January. It's going to be so crazy in 2020. There's lots of things happening. I just wish you guys all the blessings in the world, all the Empress energy in the world, and all the positivity, security, safety, everything that you can imagine in balance, in moderation. I hope that you receive it. I love you all so much, Gemini, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.